Stop everything right now. What I'm about to tell you will shake the foundations of the NFL. It's massive, it's explosive, and it's happening right this second behind closed doors. I can't stress this enough. What I've uncovered is the kind of information that could reshape a franchise, alter the landscape of the league, and leave every other team scrambling to keep up. This isn't just a rumor, it's a covert operation, a secret so closely guarded that only a handful of insiders even know the truth. And trust me, the stakes couldn't be higher. In the heart of New York City, where the Giants are desperately trying to rebuild from the ashes of a dismal 4-13 season, something unprecedented is taking place. Phone calls are ringing off the hook, encrypted messages are flying across the digital ether, and shadowy meetings are happening in clandestine locations. The Giants' front office, led by Joe Scone, is reportedly locking down every detail. There are whispers of elite negotiations, secret visits, and clandestine code names being thrown around like confetti. What is clear, everyone in the NFL knows, their window isn't just cracked open. It's about to blow wide open with a blockbuster move that could define the next era of the franchise. Now I've got multiple sources confirming that something big is brewing, something so seismic that it could send shockwaves through the league. My insiders just confirmed something absolutely huge, a trade that would turn heads, shatter expectations, and put the Giants back on the map as a true powerhouse. But here's where it gets even more intense. I can tell you with certainty that the player involved is not just any role player. This is a superstar, an elite talent, one of the most promising young wide receivers in the league. They are actively negotiating to bring an unthinkable piece into the fold, a player who could redefine what the Giants' offense is capable of. And yet, I can't tell you who it is just yet. We're talking about a secret so well kept that even some of the league's biggest insiders have only a hint. But believe me, the clues are all here, and soon enough, all will be revealed. Now, if you're serious about knowing what's next, if you want to be ahead of everyone else in the NFL world, you need to do one thing. Subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and hit the notification bell, because what I'm about to drop is the kind of info that only the most connected insiders have access to. The next 48 hours will be absolutely decisive. We're on the brink of a seismic shift, and if you miss out, you'll be the last to know. Let's build the scene. The Giants have been in pure chaos over the past few months. Since they fired Brian Daboll in November, everything has been a whirlwind. The new regime, led by GM Joe Scone, has been combing through a roster filled with promise, injuries, and unmet potential. They drafted Jackson Dart, a dual-threat quarterback with high upside, and bolstered their defense with Abdul Carter, a hotshot linebacker from 2025 who's already turning heads. But offensively, they're still missing that special spark. Malik Neighbors is coming back from injury, and Andrew Thomas remains a rock on the O-line, but the wide receiver core is just missing that elite game-changing presence. They've searched everywhere. Top-secret meetings in Manhattan's most exclusive clubs, private jets flying under the cover of night to undisclosed locations, encrypted calls with agents, scouts, and NFL insiders. The focus, a player who not only fits their offensive scheme but elevates everything to a new level. Rumors swirl that the Giants have been relentlessly chasing this target for months, with whispers of a blueprint that could finally bring this dream to life. But then, out of nowhere, like a bolt of lightning, the breakthrough. The player they've been eyeing, the one who could tip the scales, it's someone who's been quietly making waves in the league. Someone whose name has been whispered only in the most elite circles. And here's the kicker, this is not just a rumor. I've seen the documents. I've tracked the flights, I've heard the conversations, and trust me, the Giants are seriously in the hunt for a game-changing superstar, and that superstar is Anthony Xavier Leggett. Yes, Xavier Leggett. The same Leggett who's been playing for the Carolina Panthers, a raw but highly promising 25-year-old wide receiver with a physical frame that screams contested catch artist. Standing 6'3", weighing 227 pounds, with a reputation for high effort and a high ceiling. This is a player who's just entering his prime, still developing, but with potential that dwarfs many of his peers. Now let's get to the specifics. Leggett is a unique talent. Coming out of South Carolina, he racked up an impressive senior season, 71 catches, 1,255 yards and 7 touchdowns. A true possession receiver with elite size, he's a nightmare matchup for defenders in the red zone and on third down. His physicality allows him to absorb hits and fight for the ball in traffic. When you watch his tape, you see a player made of the right stuff, someone with the attitude, work ethic, and physical tools to dominate at the next level. Coaches have raved about his work ethic, his commitment to special teams, his willingness to block downfield. He's the kind of player who, many say, is ready to bounce back and have a monster year. His NFL career has been a roller coaster. Selected 32nd overall in the 2024 draft, just outside the first round but highly touted by teams in need of size and red zone presence, Leggett signed a fully guaranteed 4-year rookie deal worth $12.35 million, including an $5.8 million signing bonus. His rookie season showed promise: 16 games, 49 receptions, 497 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But things took a downturn in year 2, with inconsistent production, limited targets, and a fall behind Tedaroa McMillan, the 2025 number 8 overall pick. He's had some struggles with concentration, lapses that cost him snaps late in the season, and a role that's been reduced to mostly blocking and special teams. And here's the truth: his market value has plummeted because of the recent downturn. But what's most telling? Despite the slump, NFL insiders, including some of the top scouts and analysts, still see massive potential. They see a player who, under the right system with the right coaching, could explode in the right environment. And that environment? It's the New York Giants. The Giants see him differently. They see a player who could be their secret weapon, someone with the physical tools to become a dominant target alongside Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors, someone who fits perfectly into their scheme, offering versatility, size, and red zone prowess. With the Giants' new coaching staff, especially under John Harbaugh, who's known for his aggressive offensive schemes and innovative play calling, Xavier Leggett could be a game-changer. Imagine him terrorizing NFL defenses in MetLife Stadium, catching bombs from Dart, or battling in the red zone to put the Giants ahead in a must-win game. And the best part, NFL sources tell me that there's a serious bid on the table. That the Giants have already begun negotiations, floating trade proposals, and that the Panthers are listening. Perhaps more than that, they're considering the possibility. Why? Because Carolina, as of now, is limping through an underwhelming season, and GM Scott Fitterer has shown he's willing to shake things up for the right price. They're reportedly looking for draft capital, maybe a mid-round pick or a future day two, to start rebuilding their roster around their young core. But here's where it gets even wilder. Insider whispers suggest that the deal is not just about the player. It involves a package that could include a late-round pick, future considerations, or even conditional picks based on Leggett's performance. The Giants know they need a spark, and if they can land Leggett, someone still on the rise, they'll instantly vault their offense into a new stratosphere. Now, if you think that's all, think again. NFL authorities, including some of the league's biggest media analysts, have been buzzing about this potential move. They've described it as a strategic masterstroke, a shrewd and bold move to secure a player who's just coming into his own but has the raw talent to become a league-wide star. Behind the scenes, Joe Scone is working in the shadows, orchestrating a calculated plan. He's got a reputation for being a genius, a man who's not afraid to make bold moves. His track record of constructing smart, flexible rosters and flipping players for future assets makes him one of the most underrated minds in the NFL. And now he's positioning himself for a career-defining deal. Meanwhile, rival teams, including division foes like the Eagles and Cowboys, are trying to block this move behind the scenes. They know how dangerous Leggett could be on a team with a quarterback like Dart, who's already showing flashes of brilliance. The Giants' front office isn't just talking. They're making power plays, pulling strings, and pushing all their chips in on this gamble. And how does the coaching staff feel about this potential acquisition? Well, I've heard firsthand that Harbaugh, a master strategist and motivator, is absolutely ecstatic at the prospect of adding a player with Leggett's size and skill. He sees him as a perfect fit for his aggressive, physical style of offense. The GM's plan? To mold Leggett into a true red zone weapon, a matchup nightmare, and a symbol of their rebirth. Let's talk about the financial side. Xavier's current contract, a fully guaranteed deal worth over $12 million, is a bargain for a player with his upside. If he's traded, the Giants wouldn't just be adding talent, they'd be making a statement. They're betting on his potential, investing in his future, and building a new identity. They might release some cap space-consuming veterans or restructure contracts to make room, but the key point, they're all in. And scheme-wise, Xavier Legette fits perfectly into this new era. With Dart's dual-threat ability, he's a perfect target in the seams, in contested catch situations, and in the red zone where size and strength matter most. His play style complements a variety of offensive designs, from quick hitters to deep shots. His presence would demand defenses to rethink their entire game plan, giving the Giants a real edge. In the bigger picture, this potential trade isn't just about a player. It's a signal. It's the start of something bigger. The Giants aren't just rebuilding, they're reloading. They're taking a page from the most successful franchises, making bold, calculated moves to ensure dominance. The NFL community will be talking about this for years. It's an earth-shaking development that could define the 2026 season. But what's truly staggering, the next 48 hours are critical. Will the deal go through? Will he leave Carolina? Will the Giants turn their season around with just one blockbuster move? I want you to think about that, because this is just the beginning. The next chapter of this story is unfolding right now, and I promise you won't want to miss it. Stay tuned, because the story is far from over. The league's biggest secret about to be revealed. And trust me, when it happens, the NFL world will never be the same again. This is the moment where legends are made, where futures are decided, and where history will remember the day the New York Giants pulled off the deal of the century. Remember this name, Xavier Legette, and get ready, because everything is about to change.